Alright, so I just got out of the new Ninja Turtles film, and I'm not gonna lie, I had zero hope and zero expectations when it came to this movie, but I was genuinely surprised because I had a fucking really good time. So there were a few worrying signs for me going in. I thought they were just gonna direct rip off, the type of animation that Spider-Man went for, but they didn't do that. It was totally their own thing, and in my opinion, the animation was actually better than Spider-Man. That's going to be a controversial take, but I enjoyed this a lot more. I did think it was going to be super woke. The obvious, April O'Neil looks a little different than she normally does, but the movie was not woke, not political. It was super fun. April O'Neil's character was great. By the looks of the trailer, I thought the Turtles were going to be like super childish, and it was going to be really annoying, but the camaraderie between the four, it worked so well. And that's pretty much down to the voice acting, man. Like, the voice acting in this was fucking awesome. Not just from the four Turtles, but Jackie Chan as Splinter, you had John Cena in there. Ice Cube was the best part of the movie. He absolutely stole the show as Superfly. His character was fucking hilarious. And a surprising part about this movie, it was littered with pop culture references, and they were inputted in the film at the perfect time. The lines they were coming out with related to shit that's going on in the real world at the worst of times in their little Ninja Turtle world. It was just hilarious to me. It genuinely was funny. And going back to the animation, this animation style, at the start, I was like, wow, this sort of looks exactly like Spider-Man, but it didn't. It was so different, and it was a lot smoother. The animation in Spider-Man for me was just too rough, too comic-y. It was just hard to follow, but this film here, at times, it looked like an actual animated film. Like, I'm trying to think of an example. The old TMNT film, which is a super underrated movie. It's a movie I grew up with. It looked like that at times. The only part of the animation that frustrated me a little, I don't know if it was intended or not, but all the humans in the movie, they look fucking ridiculous. Like, half their cheeks are blown up. They've got big fat heads. Some have little skinny heads. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but that bothered me a tad. The story itself surprised me. It went in a direction that I didn't think it would. In terms of Superfly and all his villains, Rocksteady and the whole crew, the way that played out did genuinely surprise me. As soon as I thought I knew which way the film was going, it sort of went in an opposite direction. And that did genuinely surprise me, and I did appreciate that. So at the end of the day, I enjoyed this film a lot more than I thought I would. I really went into this with no expectations. I literally saw it because I had fuck all to do today. I wasn't planning on seeing it, but I went and saw it, and I'm glad I did. It really was a surprising film, and one of the best animated films I've seen. Like, I had a really good time with this. The story was great. The voice acting was phenomenal. The way it was written was funny. The comedy was funny. The action, that's another thing I didn't touch on. Some of the fight scenes in here, there is a fight scene with Splinter in the sewer, and it only lasts for about 15 seconds, but it was fucking sick. So I definitely recommend checking this film out. It did surprise me greatly, to say the least. So I'm gonna give this film a solid 7 out of 10. So if you've seen the film, let me know what you think, and thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.